for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to start just here. This is High Lord Walnir. You want to kill him, or at least go into his boss fight area, because that allows you to get the Grave Warden Pyromancy Tome. And from there you can just turn around and you're supposed to smack this bridge down, and then it becomes a ladder. And you can take that down, and that's how you get into the Smouldering Lake. And I cleared out all the enemies. There's a giant fire demon here. He's a one-time enemy, which is nice. Hopefully, all the enemies have stayed dead, because there is a pop-up going from Smouldering Lake into Catacombs. So, again, hopefully all the enemies stay dead. If not, we can probably run past most of them. Now, when you first come in here, there's a giant ballista that shoots ballista bolts at you. So you need to be careful for that. And also a giant snake. And killing the snake gets you Lightning Stake, which is a miracle. Didn't really want to show that. It's kind of a waste of time. And then there's the boss. You want to kill the boss to get their soul, and then you want to come up here. Well, you probably want to come up here first to get the bonfire, and you can kill the boss just before leaving. Now from here, you just want to go down, and again, normally there are enemies here. I've cleared them out, but just keep in mind that they are here, they exist, and so while going through, you will have to get rid of them. So most of them are pretty easy. Fairly easy to kill. They're from back before you killed the Abyss Watchers in the Farron Keep. So you dealt with them already. And there was another bonfire for just another checkpoint. And then here, you get Izalith Pyromancy Tome, which would be your second Pyromancy Tome of the area. Then you can turn around and go back down. And I don't think you can use Izalith Pyromancy Tome just yet. I think you have to wait for another NPC. But once you get here, and this is an area just full of fireballs, so if you want, you can just run past it. But you can come through here, and there are a few rats, but there's also an illusory wall. And that gets you the third and final Pyromancy Tome in the area. And then there's this, which does a lot of damage. But you can pretty easily get Toxic Mist. I'm not running not using any rings that boost fire resistance, not wearing a very defensive set, not using any magic to boost my fire resistance. So while it does do a lot of damage, you can get in and out pretty quickly with just 1 or 2 Estus. So you don't need to worry too much about it, despite its high damage. And then here there's a ton of basilisks. Again, cleared everything out, but they aren't too difficult, and if you're scared of them, you can just run past them. And then you take a left, and then in here, you fight Sorg. He's an NPC. He does a lot of damage, so might want to keep an eye out for him. But you can also just run through, get yourself Sacred Flame, and then just leave. And then there's one more Pyromancy tome, but it's back in Catacombs of Carthus, over by the Abyss Watchers. And this one is very easy and simple to get. Hardly have to do anything. There's only one enemy that you really have to kill. And it's just a normal basic skeleton. So, no need to worry. And you can just run through, and then you want to jump off to the side. And then there you get Carthus Pyromancy Tome. Don't even have to kill the enemies. You can just get those and get out. And from here, at this point, if you've been doing all the quests, you've probably gotten Yol to this point, in which case Yuria shows up. And then from her you can get Soul Greatsword, which you couldn't get from Yol. But, as you can see, we have two of it.
Till we meet mid.
Because I believe Orbeck sells it as well. But from here, we now have 4 Pyromancy tomes. And just going through one at a time, the Carthus Pyromancy tome, which is the first one you'd get just going through the game normally. You get Acid Surge, Carthus Beacon, and Carthus Flame Arc.
What then you brilliant now?
Then Izalith, you get Great Chaos Fire Orb and Chaos Storm. And it's Quailana's that you can't give to him. You can try.
What by the gods, the last, but I regret to say, I cannot accept this. Quailana.
So, you can try giving it to him, it won't work.
I'm afraid I cannot accept this.
Or this.
This, I cannot, it is only... Do not beg what is...
So, at this point, both of these Pyromancy tomes, along with the Deep Braille Divine tome, will all be going to an NPC we'll get later on. But until then, you can go up here, and you can talk to our little buddy. And from High Lord Walnir, you can get Black Serpent. And from the old Demon King of the Smouldering Lake, you can get Chaos Bed Vestiges. Which is, if I remember correctly, a very good pyromancy. That you can get pretty early on. And we're not even halfway through the game. So, yeah.